Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to an episode of County Line. Alright, so you notice that I have $27,000, which is a little bit less than last time we had a little bit of money. And the reason being is because I put down the Saatgut production. So this is our seed production facility finally. And I had a hard time finding a nice place for this that was flat, so it wouldn't like hover. It hovers a little bit, as you can see there, but it's not too bad. So anyways, this is the Saatgut production. So having said all that, this is the combination. So we already have the fertilizer production. Now we have the seed production. This is going to reduce our costs in terms of seeds as well. So let's go ahead and take this. So as you can see, you can actually see where I placed it. I placed it here, 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 a whole bunch of random little places, and couldn't find a good spot for it, but eventually I did. Anyways, having said that, we're going to go ahead and top that facility up so we can start making some seeds, so we can save ourselves some costs associated with seeds. Now I got the Steiger. He's currently working in field 10 there, just cultivating that, doing a little bit of fall tillage, as it were. And I'm going to let him finish up real quick, and then we'll move on to the next activity. Now, I have run into an interesting issue, and I'm not sure where it's located, or what it's, I guess what's causing the issue, I guess is the best way to describe it. Because I noticed it, I don't know, just recently. But I think I know what's the reason for it. So let me just grab this, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. There we go, drop that there for the time being, and let's grab this guy. I don't know how much fertilizer we're going to need. There we go. This doesn't have anything in it, that's okay. So we need some grain, so I might as well go this way first. And while it's filling, I will show you what I am referring to. And let's just fill this up. I don't think you need a crazy amount of grain, but we'll use wheat. So see this unknown render device error unknown. It's like a reoccurring error. So if I like just that was me placing things, that's why I have cheap money there. So it's just a reoccurring error, and that's never good. I think the only mod I have included recently is those auger wagons, or the augers, I should not be the wagon, the augers themselves. So I think that's what's causing the issue. Now the reason why I think that is because it's a recent mod I just added, and B, I know those were in 15, so maybe the person who converted it made a mistake and didn't do a very good job on some of the conversions. That's my guess, at least. So anyhow, so that's what I noticed. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm just going to see if they're causing the issue. So I'm just going to sell them straight up right from here. And this is how you do, for those people who ever have errors and like, oh Ian, how do you fix this? This is exactly how you do it. You just look at the last mod you downloaded, you sell it, or you get rid of it. Let's try, and where's the other one here? I'll just sell that. Now, if the error persists, it's not that. It's something else. But that's how you kind of do a little bit of the. That's how you do a little bit of the troubleshooting. So it's not that. So that's obviously something else that I've recently added. The only thing I added was the building, and that's it basically. So I'll have to go and eliminate some possibilities here and see what's causing that particular issue. It might be with the map itself too, but I don't remember having that issue before, so that's why I'm a little confused. It may be related to chop straw, for example. I don't know. Could be any number of possibilities, but so that particular auger was not the issue. So, all right, now I believe here's where our grain goes. As you can see, it's a bit of a lift, or a bit of a, I don't know, a hill. It's not terrible. So let's do that. So let's put our seeds there. I have no idea how many seeds it requires. Or I say grain, because it requires grain. Oh, so it's 40, yeah, that's good enough to start, at least. And now it needs some fertilizer. Let's go grab some of that. And go from there. So yeah, that's what happens. If you have an error like that, you're not sure what's causing it, that's how you do it. Your process of elimination. It's not not the most fun thing to do in the world, but it really can hinder your performance on maps and whatnot. So that's what you got to look around for, see what's causing the issue. So that's what you got to do. And obviously those augers weren't it, so now I have to go replace them, which is a pain, but that's fine. I'd rather do that and figure out if that was causing the issue or not, but it's something else. But the weird thing is, the only other thing I placed down is that the seed facility, but even though I deleted it and or sold it, I still getting the same issue, so I don't know what it was related to. Alright, let's turn around here, back this trailer up over there. I can't see anything. I guess you kinda can, not really. In real life this must be quite difficult to back this up. I guess you would use the mirrors in reality, but sometimes the mirrors aren't really a friend, because I want to put the trailer over there and my trailer is not going over there right now. Obviously it's easy just to do this, but where's the challenge in that? The challenge is not spending 5 minutes backing up. As much as you guys want to see me back up for 5 minutes and all, right? So, anyways, that's what you got to do. So let's take a quick little peek. What other things did I add recently? No, I've had those for a while. It could be this too, I suppose. It could be related to something else. Let's see. Nope. Didn't have those for a long time. The only thing I think is these two things here. Yeah, because that's the only other things I have recently added. So this is like in-game stuff, so that wouldn't cause the issue. And that's one of the reasons why I like to use in-game stuff often in 17, because the 17 stuff is, honestly, the in-game vanilla stuff is fantastic. And the DLCs are fantastic. If you go back to, like, 13, the in-game stuff was pretty terrible in comparison to this. So, yeah, that's the only thing I can think that would have... that's bizarre. I wonder what else could have been causing that. Curious. Alright, we'll wait for that to be filled up there. Still filling up. I'm like, I was doing something else on the computer. I'm like, is it done yet? I looked over. I'm like, it's halfway. I'm like, nope, still not yet. So apparently I have lots of fertilizer over here, which is good, and it's still producing some. So we got mist. We're gonna need to put some more slurry in there soon. I don't know if we have any more slurry from the cows. I believe we tapped them out last time. Yeah, see. I know there is some purchasable areas, but I like using it from the cows because it's free, technically. And our stagger is finished. Let's go hop over here. Go figure. As soon as I get over here, it's like, oh, no, we're shutting down. So this is done, this whole field was done with Courseplay, and as you can see, it missed a little tiny bits. And that's with the new version of Courseplay as well. Well, this current version at least. I know there are some more current versions. I have version 0.00169, and I'm sure there are more current versions of it out. I just have not downloaded them yet. And I did find on this particular field, at 18 meters, it really doesn't like Courseplay, because like some of the turns they have to make is really bizarre, and it doesn't seem to like the turns at all. Just because I was right there, I figured I would do that. Okay, so let's grab the seeder, and I said in field 33 I think we would do barley because we don't have any barley, and I think in field 10 canola was the idea at least. All right, let's get over here. That's funny. That New Holland's still filling up. One of the advantages of using glance, you can still see what's going on. Nope, we're good. It's funny, I was playing ATS the other day, doing a little bit of double trailers. I used my regular truck. The double trailer is just like, it's so easy to move with my normal truck. Because well, I guess right now the truck is designed for heavy hauls. I actually toned down the engine. I like the engine. It's weird. I like the engine note of, like, I think it's like a Cummins diesel or Cat Cummins diesel. 840 horsepower engine. It sounds really good. Oh well. It sounds really good, but I just don't think I needed that powerful engine, so I dropped it down to like a 550 horsepower engine, and the engine note's very different. It's same. I went for a cat engine again, but it's very different. And one of the most interesting things I noticed between those two was... Did I miss that little bit out there too? And the most interesting thing I noticed about it was the whine from the engine. So like, you know, when you have like a turbo in there, and depending on the type of engine, it has like a different... Sometimes it has like a really prominent whine sound, which is just terrible, and other times it's not so bad. So, but in the 550, I found it wasn't too bad. Like, it was there, but not a lot. But in the 840, it was like non-existent, like the whine sound. It was nice. I just think it was a little overkill. I wonder if I have a... I don't think any of the barns... I'm not even going to try and back that up, to be honest with you. I could, I suppose. I'm just going to move this out of the way. I keep driving around this truck, and I really don't need to drive around the truck. Just going to keep this trailer attached, because with this trailer I can sell those silage bales, and they're about $100,000 per load, so I think we go to about 4 or 5 loads, I think, worth. So I put the combine back in that barn in the back there, closed up that because they don't need the combine anymore this season. There we go. New Holland is full. Excellent. And there we go. Turn that off for a second. Hop over to here. I do love the vehicle group switcher. When you know like what group something is in like all the time, it makes switching to the appropriate vehicle super easy. And for me, I always put the same vehicles in the same group, so it's not a big deal for me to go, okay, here's this, this, and this, and this. So for example, for me, group 1 is always like the lower horsepower work vehicles. Like, unless all my tractors are really high horsepower, but usually it's lower horsepower. So like, for example, I have the Oliver, the Ford, John Deere, and the Case in there. Group 2 is my combines, always. And group 4 is usually my more powerful tractors. So like, as you can see, I have the Case Tiger and the New Holland in there. And there we go. Let's make that turn without crashing. Group 5 is my trucks. So I got the Lizard and the Ford in there. And group 6 is like, group 6, 7, and 8, and 9 are like miscellaneous usually. So like, group 6 is usually a sprayer, or the big mower from the Big M, I guess would be the mower I'm thinking of. Alright, so that's usually how I organize my groups, at least. Alright, now let's see if we can do this. I'm going to try with the mirrors this time. Oh, that doesn't help. Alright, so I want to go... Oh, well, that's actually okay. I want to see the edge of my trailer. It's possible to do it with the mirrors. It's just a little bit sneakier. Oh, there we go. Did I do it? Oh, yeah. So this is the one thing. You actually need to put fertilizer in this to make your seeds. And then once this is doing its thing, how much does it need? So it needs about 50,000-ish. Just below 50,000, I guess 45 it looks like, something like that. And then we should get some seeds out of that. Good. I don't know how many seeds. I guess I'm assuming we get 23,000 liters worth, but I have no idea if that's the actual amount or not. So excellent. Let's go back to our Steiger here. Where are we? Let's do a little bit of planting. So remember, we're planting barley. I'm saying that out loud to myself so I don't plant something else. Because last time I planted 2 fields worth of grain, which is why we ended up with so much wheat. Sorry, not grain. They're both grains, but wheat. Actually, I read an interesting article the other day. it was about a quote-unquote a revolutionary grain. Not really, but corn, sunflowers, sugar beets, barley. Actually, here's a little sad fact about sugar beets with the Midwest. You can't plant with the Midwest season, so when you add like the so it's in the Midwest, you can't plant sugar beets at all, which is kind of sad if you like sugar beets. So I would say update to the new season versions of Seasons mod, but maybe not get the Midwest one if you want to plant sugar beets. I don't like how they take that option out at all, but I guess if you want realism, I suppose. But I don't know if they plant sugar beets in the Midwest or not. But it just makes it seems a bit makes me a bit sad for all those root crop lovers out there. We're going to 33, so let's turn left up here. I guess we could do it this way too. We want the barley. So yeah, that's one thing I noticed about the about that. So maybe a bit sad. So one of the placeables, part of the Zvapa, or how you want to say it, one of the placeables. Where is it? Nope, not meat. Dairy. So for dairy, it needs sugar, and to create sugar, you need the sugar factory, which requires sugar beets, and you can't plant sugar beets when you have that season's mod installed, or that version of the season. So that's why I'm saying it's a bit sad. So what I was thinking is, or thinking was, I should say, is that I might put in the global market mod, or at least take a look at it to see how it works, and go from there. So the way it works is kind of like, it's like shared crops. So we'll see. I'll have to see if it'll work for my purposes at least. Alright, so here we are on field 33. Now the funny thing is, it's actually exactly the same course for planting and cultivating right now, just because the size for course play. But for our purposes, we are going to, let's see here, plant. Let's start. I don't know. I'm not sure what the best way to do this would be. Not sure it really matters. Now the reason I like planting with this tractor now, with this seeder, is because I find the seeder's like really heavy, and it'll kind of make the T7 do some weird things. Like it's like top heavy or something. I don't know if any people. I'm not sure if other people have noticed that or not, but that's the feeling I get when I use anything else. So you really don't need a tractor this big for this seeder. Like in reality, I think that seeder only needs, I think, 280 horsepower, if memory serves. Something not crazy like 400 or 500, but 280. But I find it's a weight issue, like it would be in real life, really. So. Alright, let's turn this guy on, lower it down, and we're planting barley. Excellent. 18.1, this is good. Sweet. Planting some winter barley. I don't know, winter barley is planted a lot. Usually, when people plant barley in my neck of the woods, it's because they want straw, not because they want barley, usually. Because dairy farmers in Ontario seem to like barley straw for whatever reason. I don't know if it's better for the cows or what, but they seem to prefer that over wheat straw. Although in the other case, both work, mind you, but for some reason that's, as far as I understand, in Ontario, that's what seems to be the trend, at least. So they only plant it for the straw. Now in this game, of course, you make pretty decent money from barley, but in real life, barley I don't think is a very profitable crop. Neither is wheat. It can be if you get a good harvest or good yields, but generally speaking, wheat's not it's not your cash crop. It's not like you don't make a lot of, it is a cash crop, but you don't make a lot of cash from it. In comparison to, like, say, canola or corn or soybeans are the big ones usually in Ontario, depending where you are. I actually had an interesting discussion with my student. He used to work in agriculture in his own country. He was from Moldova, which is close to Russia. and he used to work in a vineyard. Anyways, but we were talking about canola, strangely enough, in one of my classes, and he was saying how canola is really rough on the ground, meaning that it takes a lot of nutrients out of the ground. It's not very great. So, in terms of that, whereas wheat, he described wheat as a strategic crop as opposed to a crop you would use just for cash sort of thing, which was interesting. So, all right, so let's say I want to stop, let's say 10 meters away from the edge. That's 10 meters there. So let's raise that up. There we go. It's funny, with a side panel sometimes I find when you hit the button to do something, it doesn't always do what you want it to do. Like it's like a double tap sometimes. Like you press it once, but it like registers as like 2 taps. So it'll actually lower it and then raise it right after. It's really frustrating. I don't know why it does that. And I'm not the only one. So I know a couple other guys who have the Cytec side panel as well, and they notice the same thing where like you press the button and it registers as like a double tap. It's really strange. I don't know if you noticed today, but I had coffee this morning, which is why I feel like I'm talking at 100 miles an hour. And if English isn't your first language, I apologize for that. But that's the reason why I feel like a squirrel from Ice Age right now. Is that the no, what movie is that? Maybe it's, I don't think it's Ice Age, but there's a movie. Maybe it's Nut Job, the kids movie. Anyways, there's a children's movie where a squirrel has like caffeine for like the very first time, and he's moving so fast, everything else in the world seems like it's moving like, really slow. And that's what I feel like right now, which is kind of funny. I made coffee, as I mentioned, this morning, because coffee's awesome, and I don't drink it every day anymore. I still love it a lot, and now I enjoy it that much more when I do have it, which is awesome, actually. But anyways, so because I don't drink it every day, when I do have it, the impact of the coffee is a lot higher than it used to be. Because I used to drink, 3 cups of coffee a day, and then that was like what I would have, and that was just normal. But now I have coffee maybe Friday, Saturday, and that's it. So when I do have coffee, it's like, whoa, what's going on? So that's how I feel, at least. Anyways, one of the really nice things about the articulated tractor on this particular seeder is the turning circle you can make, the turn you can make, I guess, because it's articulated. It's really sharp in comparison to when I was using the John Deere, at least earlier in the series. So I can make like a turn from one row to the other row without a problem at all. Whereas before I had problems, but with this articulated setup, it's like not a problem at all, which is pretty sweet actually. So, at least in my opinion, I like it. And yeah, I have to say this is one of my favorite case tractors in the game so far. I guess between this Steiger, the 6, I guess, what is this, a Steiger 620, I guess this is? 620, yeah, 620. Steiger 620, and I guess the other one would be the 1455. Are both pretty good, actually. Those are my two favorite case tractors. Now, just because I don't know, I don't know what the deal is with this one, but I just like the way this one looks and the way it feels a little bit. Originally, I didn't like how short the tail on it was, how short the tail was, but after getting used to it a little bit, I don't mind it. But originally I was like, the tail looks a little bit funny on it, but it's pretty good. And if you're wondering where I got it from American Eagle Modding. That is where I got that one from. So if people ask, every now and then people ask about a specific mod. For example, people asked about the auger system that I had in the previous episode and where I got that from. American Eagle Modding is where I got that from. It's usually either American Eagle Modding. The Mod Hub has some really good mods now. Really good selection. They did a good job keeping that up for people on consoles. At least in my opinion, they've done a pretty good job with it. There we go. And I can turn, and I guess Mod Hoster, modhub.us would be the other place I get it from. FS-UK sometimes. The number of mods they've released has been pretty low, honestly, this time around. They used to be the go-to place for mods, but now they're really not. At least not in my opinion. They still have lots of, the forums are still good, and they still release some mods, but usually it's like links to like external links, so like links to Mod Hoster or to the Mod Hub, so doesn't really make sense to go there as your primary source. And I guess the other place I go to is modcentral.co.uk. They got some specific mods. It's the SOB guys. They do some good stuff there. That's where the SOB weight came from, my favorite weight. For those people who are wondering what I'm talking about, I will show you because it deserves a look. This guy right here. It's adjustable, it's got the hitch on the front, color selectable as well, which is awesome. Sweet. So now we have seed production working, which is excellent. So that will keep our seed cost down as well. And it looks like we're going to need some seeds as well from our seed production, because from the looks of it, our barley is taking up a lot more seeds. Now, before I forget, let me do this as well. We want our seeds. We don't want them to buy them. We don't want to buy our seeds. We want just to off. So what happens is, when if I hire a courseplay worker or hire a worker, it'll go down. So I will have to manually feed them with seeds. You can actually do it with courseplay too, should you so desire, at least. But for the time being, I have it set up this way. Now, eventually, what I might do is I might do a random like course for courseplay, and just driving to all the individual fields and just put a waypoint in each field just to stop, and then do the rest of it manually. So that's one of the thoughts I had in my mind, at least. So now that trailer we have up there, that's hooked up to the Ford F450, it should be able to hold seeds as well, seeds and fertilizer basically. So, but I think the problem I'm going to run into, as I mentioned before, is if I have seeds and I want to put fertilizer, then it's either one or the other. I can't do both right now. And there's no like separate grain area, so I could get a second wagon, but I don't know if it's the most efficient use. And I'm not sure about the Wilson step deck I mentioned. I think it's called a step deck. This guy right here, I don't know if this is. Oh, it does have a fill level, so maybe you do have to fill it up. So I might move to that in the future, as a way of kind of having both on the same trailer. Alright, let's get to the end here. There we go, lift that up, make a turn. Like I said, this tractor makes a pretty nice turn from one side to the other side without a problem. And you can line up really easily, drop it down. And I'll do headlands, so I'm not too worried about missing little bits at the end. But I will try to probably make another course with courseplay to see if I can get a better one, I should say. I almost said gooder. Oof, that would have hurt my ears a little bit there. A better course for it. So anyhow, alright folks, that'll be it for me for today. Otherwise, I'll just keep gabbing on about random assortment of things, and it's already been 30 minutes, so I will call it there for now. Oh, there you go. There's the farmer's touch saying barley's been seeded here, and nothing's been seeded there. Anyways, my name's Iain Robson. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more County Line. I'll catch you guys later.